Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be chatting about makeup products that I recently returned because they disappointed me, or I felt that they were overhyped, or I just didn't like them for some reason. This is kind of going to be like another first impression follow-up video. I know I've been doing a lot of first impressions here on my channel, and sometimes the products work out for me, and those products you guys saw in my recent favorites video. I chatted about all of the first impressions that I've really been loving, but of course, along with those, there were also products that just didn't work out for me that I ended up returning because I am a huge returner. If I don't like something, I will not keep it in my collection just for it to sit here and not use it, especially if I know it's just something that I don't like. I will go ahead and return it, get my money back so I can invest it in something that I actually like and other makeup products that I want to show you guys here on my channel. So I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video, and if you want to hear all about products that I recently returned, make sure to keep on watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I will be putting a photo up on the screen right here just so you guys can see what I'm talking about, since I don't have the products anymore because I did go ahead and return them. So the first product that was a really big disappointment for me, not in the sense that it looked bad on the skin or performed badly, but you guys know I have sensitive skin and this did end up breaking me out and giving me a rash. That is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This makes me so sad. You guys know I love e.l.f. I really wanted to love the CC cream in the worst way, and I definitely did. It looked beautiful on the skin. It was very long lasting. I thought it would be like that perfect lightweight and fresh look for the summertime, but unfortunately I'm sad to say that this did end up giving me some sort of rash, and I don't know what exactly it is. If you guys have any ideas, you can definitely leave me a comment down below, but for some reason whenever I use makeup products with high levels of SPF, I always get some sort of rash on my face. And although my reaction wasn't too bad, as soon as I washed the CC cream off, my face was so dry and itchy. I had little red spots and my skin was just very, very flaky. But it's weird because I can use like a moisturizer with SPF before my makeup, but for some reason foundations with high level of SPF, my skin does not like them at all. I have also heard that some people get reactions like this to higher levels of niacinamide in products, and I know the CC cream does have niacinamides in it, so I don't know if it was that. Overall, I really wanted to love this, and you guys can totally go check out my whole video. It performed beautifully on the skin. It was a really great shade match. It was definitely going to be like the perfect face product for summer that provided a really great amount of coverage but was still lightweight, gave sun protection. So I did go ahead and return this product. Unfortunately, this made me really sad. This next product that I ended up returning, I felt was extremely overhyped, specifically on TikTok, and that is the NYX Shine Loud liquid lipsticks. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of these lipsticks, but if you have not, they are like half of a liquid lipstick, and then on the other half you get a really awesome glossy clear gloss to put on the top, and it's basically supposed to be like a dry down color without any of the color actually transferring. I definitely saw the appeal. It looked so beautiful on TikTok. I definitely feel like these little quick like 30 to 60 second reviews can definitely suck you into products because you get the first impression, you get the initial application when it looks fresh and beautiful. But I do have an issue with TikTok reviews because you don't get to see how long they wear throughout the day, if it's actually something that's comfortable, if it's going to come right off as soon as you take a bite of a sandwich or a drink of water or something like that. So I definitely get the hype because it's like a quick bite size, yes, definitely go get this type of thing, but at the same time it doesn't give you that whole well-rounded review that I always like to give you guys here on my channels. And I honestly feel like I didn't have the greatest relationships with these lipsticks to begin with. It definitely starts going on smoothly. It's a nice and thin formula, but as soon as it starts to dry down a little bit, it turns extremely sticky to the point where it's actually really uncomfortable on the lips, and my lips are just sticking together. Like as soon as I close my mouth like that, you get like the pull, like your lips don't even want to open. They were just very sticky, but I still stuck through it. I still wanted to give it a chance, and I do have to say the product did get a lot more comfortable once you put the clear gloss on the top, which I will give it to NYX. It is one of the most beautiful, glossy, wet looking and juicy clear glosses that I have ever seen on the market. It was seriously a stunning lip gloss, but I have to say honestly the lip gloss wore off really quickly as soon as I went off camera. camera. I ate my food, the gloss came off, and then the color was just a cracky, patchy mess on the lips. They were a little too expensive for me to justify keeping them. At least for the drugstore, they were $12 each, and I had bought 2 of them, so to me that was almost $25 that I got back to spend on something else that I actually really liked. Sticking on the overhyped TikTok makeup product theme, the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation Powder is another one that I ended up returning. Again, you guys saw the whole kind of breakdown in my TikTok video, but it just wasn't as nice and smooth on the skin as it kind of was portrayed on TikTok. I definitely feel like a lot of people were giving us that first initial swipe, which looks great. You have lots of highly concentrated and pigmented product here, but you're not gonna leave it on your face like that once you actually blend it and spread it. It's definitely pretty. It's definitely like a nice on-the-go touch-up kind of powder, but to wear it as just a foundation on its own really wasn't for me. It had a very strong perfume scent that was bothering me upon application, and it just looked very dry on the skin. It looked very patchy. It wasn't smoothing or forgiving on texture or any dry patches. I definitely think this would be a product that works the best for those of you that have very oily skin, that you thrive off of foundation powders, but for someone like me with like combo skin with some dry patches, it just didn't look the greatest, and I felt it getting very uncomfortable quickly throughout the day. I think by hour 5, I want to say, I actually had to come like film an early check-in and cut the video short so I could wash the foundation powder off of my face. It was just that uncomfortable, and to me not worth it. I recently tested out a bunch of new Wet n Wild makeup on my channel, and I had some hits and misses, but I would say their biggest miss for me that I ended up returning as well is their Cloud Pouts, or their liquid marshmallow lip mousse. It definitely sounds amazing. It smelled amazing as well. I will definitely give Wet n Wild that, but the lip product itself was very confusing to me in the sense that it was a very thin mousse and it went on really nice. At first it felt nice on the lips, but it almost disappeared very quick. It was so thin and it was so lightweight that as soon as I rubbed my lips together to spread the product out, as you do when you're applying a lipstick, it just completely like disappeared. And I put about 3 layers of this on and I still felt like I couldn't see anything. And then once I actually got it to a place where I thought it looked kind of decent, even though I never really loved how it looked, it faded extremely quickly and left my lips feeling so bone dry. Like I was running to grab my chapstick. At the end of the day, these left my lips feeling so extremely dry. But I also think the nude color that I purchased in combination with the formula was just a little bit off because it was too light and too sheer and just didn't really show up. It didn't do anything for my lips. It wasn't really matte, but it wasn't really shiny or glossy either. It was just very flat and slippery and overall just a little confusing. I think I knew where they were trying to go with that kind of formula. They just didn't execute it correctly. In that same Wet n Wild video, I also tested out the Wet n Wild Color Icon 5-pan eyeshadow palette. I did end up returning this as well. If you guys watched that video, you can kind of tell that I had some mixed feelings about it. It wasn't the best eyeshadow formula that I've ever tried, but it wasn't the worst either. But I ended up returning it because as the day went on, after I kind of wrapped up that video, this middle glitter just started falling in my eyes like crazy. Oh, and I should have said this before, but if you guys are wondering why I still have this, although I said that I did return it, Amazon said, oh, we'll refund you and you could just hold on to it. So I ended up keeping it, although they gave me my money back. This middle glitter shade started falling all over my face. It was getting in my eye. It was going underneath my contacts, and it just felt so scratchy and uncomfortable. I definitely do not recommend using this on your eye. Even if you use the rest of the shades in here, I would totally skip over the glitter because it was actually getting painful, and I found that that lasted for a couple of days. I could not get the glitter off of my face. It was stuck in my eyelashes, and it was so uncomfortable. I was so relieved when I finally couldn't feel it anymore. But as beautiful as this glitter was, I totally fell in love with it in that video. It is extremely stubborn. I do not think it's worth going through the pain and just the discomfort, especially if you guys wear contacts. It does say right on the packaging here, not intended for use around the eye area, but I've never felt that much discomfort with a glitter that wasn't necessarily cosmetic grade. I always use products like this at my own discretion. I'm always very careful with them. I even used a glitter glue, but this one is definitely the most uncomfortable glitter that I've ever put around my eyes. I guess it's nice that I do get to hang on to it, and I will say I had a job interview and I quickly threw on these two shades on my eyes. Those two shades make for that really gorgeous, like everyday, quick, very light eye where it's like, is she wearing eyeshadow? Is she not wearing eyeshadow? Where your eyes are like perfectly defined. So I will say I kind of wish that I played around with this a little more before I processed the refund, because I don't know, I kind of feel bad that I got my money back for this and I get to keep it. The final product that I wanted to chat about in today's video that I did end up returning as well is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Now I know I did a whole video with this and I compared it to the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs, and I was talking about their similarities and their differences. And at the end of the day, they were similar to the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs, but I didn't find it to be exact. The Fenty formula was still way better, way more glossy. It just looked so much nicer on the lips. That's definitely not to say that the Lifter Gloss was bad, but after just using it more after that video, it just continued to disappoint me, because I guess I just had such high expectations now that I have tried the gloss bombs. This particular shade of the Lifter Gloss that I got, was it Coral Reef or just Reef or something like that? It just wasn't living up to my expectations. I found the gloss just settling into my lip lines. It didn't look super flattering, and it had this scent that I don't think I touched on in the video because I was just so focused on how it looked compared to the Fenty gloss. It definitely has this like weird, strong, chemically scent that just doesn't go away, and it actually started giving me a headache the more I was wearing the lip gloss. So I ended up just returning it. I definitely didn't feel like it was something that I wanted in my collection, and I think that is really why I like to do these first impression follow-ups with you guys, because something can seem so great right off the bat, but then the more that you get to test it out, you kind of find that there are certain things that you don't like about it, and it's just not as good as you thought. And I definitely kind of think I fell into the hype of those being similar to the Fenty glosses, and that's why I wanted to buy one. But I kind of realized I just have so many other lip glosses in my collection that I just like so much more. All right, you guys, so that is going to complete this video. Those are the makeup products that I've returned recently, and just some disappointing or overhyped products that I wanted to share with you guys. I probably should have said this in the intro, but these are just all of my opinions. If I'm talking about something that you guys really love, I am so happy that this product ended up working out for you. For me, there are just other things that I liked better, and we all have different preferences and skin types and stuff like that, and they just didn't end up working out for me for one reason or another. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing today's video and spending time with me today. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel before you leave. I would love to have you guys here as part of my little YouTube fam. If you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos, click that notification bell down below and you'll get notified every single time that I upload a new video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.